Welcome to Discover Greater Lansing. Whether you're exploring the rich history of the state capital or indulging in incredible local food, there's always something exciting happening here. Discover living. Discover mobility. Discover downtown. Discover giving back. Greater Lansing offers breathtaking activities and outdoor adventures, ensuring a perfect balance of city life and natural beauty. Discover the warmth. Discover the charm. Discover Greater Lansing. The journey begins now.
Hello and welcome back to another, of course, fantastic Discover Greater Lansing show. Today I've got the rock stars of all rock stars in the real estate world, Karen Way. Hello. Thank you for joining us. I'm sure that's your official title, but do you have a secondary title you use sometimes?
Well, thank you for that. I hope I never let you down. But yes, I am a real estate broker with eXp Realty. So yeah, we're a worldwide company, and I have a business center right here in the Lansing area.
Yes, and we've only known each other a short while, but I know she's like my best friend from another life and a current life too. So
yes, well, thank you. I feel the same way.
Yes.
And you know, I think it boils down to our agenda. Mm. We're really trying to help people see the Greater Lansing area the way we see it, which I think is awesome, and I know you agree.
Absolutely, and I'm not a native, but my caveat is I've been in Michigan longer than I was in my home state of Pennsylvania.
We'll take that.
We'll take that. And my daughter and granddaughters are natives in Michigan. So
nice.
Hey, I've given you my best.
That's right.
So today, Karen, you're going to take us from the west side to the east side to a little
a few stops in between.
You know, with a few stops in between, just to highlight some of the uniqueness, some home stats perhaps too. Those looking at all around the area, those are here currently, or those looking to join our great community. So let's start closest and nearest to my heart. My first job in Michigan was in Grand Ledge. So nice. Grand Ledge on the west side in beautiful Eaton County, just right outside of downtown Lansing.
Right,
Tell us about Grand Ledge and what's happening there.
So, you know, when we start talking about statistics, I always love with clients to talk about the statistics in regards to protecting their purchase. And so, you know, we can get into details with that later on, but a lot of times it's specific to a neighborhood, the home, and then the community. So when we talk about Grand Ledge as a whole, number one, absolutely it protects your investment in the mid-Michigan area. Our homes in Grand Ledge are up about 9% over last year. So it's very steady, which is great. And we have generations that have stayed in Grand Ledge, families that can go back to great grandparents that purchase property, and the children just don't go that far from their homestead, which is great. So, and Grand Ledge really offers it all. The Greater Lansing area is really unique when it comes to that. Grand Ledge specifically will do music in the park. The downtown area is absolutely beautiful and quaint. You know, you kind of feel like you're stepping back in time with some of the architecture, but yet, you know, it's gelato, not ice cream.
Yes.
So,
Grand Ledge, what a community. Great eateries, brewery, and then you have your Ledge Craft Lane where all the local crafts and artisans come together. You got a beautiful river running through it. You've got the ledges, the world-renowned ledges. It really is a community, and you got the sports. I mean, the Grand Ledge Comets sports enthusiasts too.
Sure.
So there is truly something for everyone.
There really is, and you know, a lot of the top 10 universities recruit out of this school district, not only for athletics, which we've talked about, but also academics. The school district is award-winning at so many different levels, and you know, back to the fun part, if you will, the walking trails in Grand Ledge are absolutely beautiful. We do a really nice, now I just totally fessed up, and now you know I live in Grand Ledge as well. We do art fairs and a holiday parade right downtown that brings everyone out. So one of my favorite things about Grand Ledge is it's there for the taking. It's got this hometown feel, but yet it's convenient to the Greater Lansing area. So you can just hop, skip, and a jump to something else that meets your needs at the moment.
Absolutely, and seeping in history. You got the restored historic Opera House, where I was married, and at our reception along the river there. You have the kayaking, you have the Princess Laura, I think, one of the paddle boats, big paddle boats there. But really, you can spend more than
Right.
a whole day. And I believe they're one of the, don't quote me on this, but I believe they're one of the only communities that has a St. Patty's Day parade. And I know some of the founders, a group of guys that got together and said, hey, we need to celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
So it's an all-day event, parade and all. So so there on the west side, any other things about Grand Ledge people should know before we move a little east?
Yes, exactly. No, you know, I think that we've hit a lot of this, but I will tell you, back to the roots, if you will, it was originally a farming community. And from time to time, driving home and just kind of replaying my day in my head, I have pulled over and taken a picture of the sunset across a cornfield or soybeans or whatever, and it's just a very well-rounded community. I'm really, really proud that it's part of our greater Lansing area.
It is. It brings the diversity of urban with rural.
Absolutely.
And something for everybody in between. And industries there, GM is really invested on the west side of Lansing. They just broke ground not too long ago for an ER in Grand Ledge. So really health, education, community, great, great, great.
Absolutely.
But, you know, this next town we're going to stop in as we go east, we'll jump on the highway and get off at East Lansing, home of the Michigan State Spartans. And again, a diversity of home options. Tell us a little bit about East Lansing.
Okay, so stopping in East Lansing, that is actually my hometown. So I grew up in East Lansing, and I've been in this general area my entire life. So it's been amazing to see how something that was so stable still continues to evolve.
Yes.
And that's one of my favorite things about East Lansing, is it does continue to evolve. The home price in East Lansing is $300 to $399 as an average. It offers condo living as well as single home living as well. And we really in East Lansing attract all age groups, which is absolutely wonderful. And I think the university has a lot to do with that. People will come in for education purposes. A lot of times they stay and raise their family here because we again have beautiful school districts outside of the campus scenario. And then we have people that will come in to teach in our university and they decide to stay. They decide that we're pretty cool and they can handle the snow.
Right, and you know I'm passionate about intergenerational dynamics and what we can learn from our youth and from our older Michiganders. And East Lansing as a community has really embraced that, establishing not only on the right in the heart of downtown East Lansing, senior living.
Yes.
And with a mini Target and other great local businesses right around that heart. So it's not out on the fringes so much, but beating right in the heart of East Lansing. Well,
and we are even seeing that there are some preschool opportunities that are built within senior living environments as well. And I am really excited and very passionate about that because we are not utilizing the experience and the education from our fellow neighbor like we should. And I just think that it's so wonderful when people are able to stay in curiosity and talk with someone. And, you know, we can learn from a younger person just like we can an older person. And those environments, East Lansing specifically, promote that.
Absolutely. And I mean, we could just do a deep dive in MSU. You've got the arts. You've got the planetarium. You've got You've got rural out there too with all the animal sciences and then, you know, there's golf in all these communities. Michigan is the biggest golfing state, I think.
It really is.
And we left, Grand Ledge has some beautiful golf courses, East Lansing.
And right on the fringe of East Lansing, you find Bath, and we've got some beautiful courses out there. And I grew up on a big sod farm in East Lansing. So when you talk about farming and the connection to Michigan State, the turf program that they have there is phenomenal. And I was able to see some of that because of my roots, no pun intended, but pun intended. So it's amazing. Again, another really well-rounded community. So East Lansing, I think because of the diversity, it encourages people there to get out of East Lansing and get into some of the other areas as well. It's really kind of a melting pot. So
absolutely, all cultures, and the university, of course, brings in so many different people, and that diversity makes for richness. And the food is incredible because, you know,
Yeah.
they're serving all these different
Sure.
palettes and those who want to explore. And that Michigan Avenue corridor coming down from the Capitol is just booming.
It really
with
is.
all kinds of different kind of residents, restaurants, nightlife.
Right. And I want people to remember that that's connected for a reason. And
Yes.
it's because we should experience it all, you know. And so, yes, East Lansing and Lansing, but, you know, we are the greater Lansing, just like what our sign shows here. One other thing, too, I will say, you know, the day-to-day opportunities in the East Lansing area with the aquatics park, some of the walking trails, even some of the farmers markets that are close. There are so many things that encourage getting out there and creating a lifestyle, if you will. It's not just about buying a home in East Lansing, it's about living and being part of a community. And the schools do a really nice job of bringing people in and encouraging that as well.
Absolutely, East Lansing, you know, go green.
Yes, that's right.
And
that's
it is,
right.
it's much more than town and gown, right? There is a
It is.
whole community that expands throughout that area.
Right.
All right, so hop in our cars and we're driving along and we're going to get off in Okemos, beautiful Okemos.
Yes,
That
yes.
is, again, a study in diversity. So come out of East Lansing perhaps and we enter this Okemos, village
Right.
of Okemos, and then the communities.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about Okemos.
Well, what I love about Okemos, and we're going to talk a little bit about Hazlitt possibly in another show as well, but Hazlitt, East Lansing, and Okemos, what they have done, I just absolutely love, where they all complement each other. They stand alone with the amenities that they offer, but they always complement each other as well. And Okemos has a wonderful history when you take a look at how that town came together. And again, it's one of our towns that continually evolves. You see a lot of new builds in that greater Okemos area, if you will. Price range there is about the same as what it is in East Lansing as well. So you've got a 9% increase over last year's sales in Okemos, and we're in really good shape with that. The consumer can buy there and know that they're safe with their investment, but they also get a chance to they get a chance to build a life there because the schools are great and it's that nice extension.
Absolutely. I mean, Okemos, you think, you know, the malls are suffering here and there, but the Meridian Mall is bringing in fun stuff. And so
Really?
it's not just going to buy your clothes, it's going to,
Right.
hey, we're going to catch a movie, we're going to jump in a go-kart and zip around some track, throw
Right.
some axes.
Exactly.
It's really just a whole little community right there,
Sure.
which is huge. When I first moved decades ago, that's when I went to Okemos. I wanted to go to the Meridian Mall.
Right.
And it's still a definite asset for the community, but there's so much more too.
Absolutely. And one of the things I like about that is look at the people that are investing in the greater Lansing area. To buy a home in this area and wonder if you're going to be protected with that financial investment, that's your promise. If people are commercially investing, homes are being built, then you know schools are being improved, schools are growing, and the community is growing as well. And again, that's what makes us greater in the greater Lansing area.
Absolutely, I love it. You should sit in my chair. Greater. There's a reason this show is called, you know, we're such a great community. So we covered 3 fantastic communities, all different, but again, all the fabric that
Right.
makes up the greater Lansing area. And, you know, when we step back for a minute and we think about, first of all, I have to say though, with Okemos, they know you're not from around here when you pronounce it wrong.
That is true. that is absolutely
I think
true.
my first day planting feed here on the ground in Lansing, when I said Okemos, they
Right.
quickly corrected me, but that's short litmus test
Right.
though. But
we have a couple of other little towns like that around here, and yes, but I hope as Greater Lansing people that we correct and love, so then you can
Yes.
fit in faster.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, and it was not a mean-spirited conversation. I don't think the people from Michigan, mid-Michigan, have a mean
I
bone
don't
in their
either.
collective bodies. So it is so welcoming. And we talk about, you know, as a small business owners, we have to attract that talent. Our hospitals have to attract, our state government, our businesses, and it's so important, this placemaking. And tell me, when you have interested home buyers.
Right.
What are you hearing? What is most important to them?
You know, and I think it's more post-COVID than what I ever really noticed before, but it's connection to the community. And, you know, people can paint a family room, people can knock out a wall and put a 3 seasons room on the back of the house, but you can't design your neighbor. So people are looking for community, and they're looking to connect to these communities where they're looking at homes, and they're asking me things about events, about you know, things that are going on in the school district. So we do a really good job of helping them decide and design what they're looking for. And then the bonus is, if you decide you want to be in Grand Ledge, that does not mean that all of the other township, or I should say towns, are not an option to you.
Right.
So, you know, the way I like to look at it, the town that they choose to live in is the rug. And so we talk about the rug and what that's all about. And then I talk about the fringe and all the things that are available that just make it all come together.
Really, and that's what makes a house a home.
Absolutely.
And our neighbors, and knowing, hey, if I want to get some art and go to Old Town, I can jump in my car from the west side and be there in minutes. Nothing is that long. In fact, I had some New Yorkers come in, and I'm like, that restaurant's all the way across town, and they're like, does it take like an hour or two? No, it takes 10 minutes. And you know, and our big joke here is our traffic hour lasts 10 minutes. And that is beautiful, though, for people coming from those big, busy cities, that we have that vibe, but also our time isn't spent commuting or wasting it. We're actually living our lives. So.
Absolutely.
So Karen, we took a little tour around our greater Lansing area.
Yes, we sure did.
And I always have to ask my guests, if we have time, we have just about a minute, if there's one favorite thing you love to do in this community, or you love to share about this community, what is that one thing?
Well, you know what, I was thinking about that this morning, and I need to get back over to the walking trails at Lake Lansing. And walking along the water is very therapeutic for me, and I can solve a lot of the world's problems on a walking trail, and I need to treat myself to that more, because we have some beautiful ones. But I would say the walking trails at Lake Lansing is my favorite for the moment.
Awesome. And we all need to get out there and take care of ourselves. So take care of you, Karen. Thank you for your insights
you're
today.
Welcome.
Sharing and maybe refreshing our memories on some of our beloved communities here in Greater Lansing.
Sure.
Thank you. And
you're welcome.
Wish our viewers a very great week ahead.
Kim, thank you so much for joining me to talk about one of my favorite service projects that the Rotary Club of Lansing is involved in. Can you tell me about the annual holiday party?
Absolutely. This is actually one of my favorite projects as well. So it's a great way to kick off the holiday season. The Lansing Rotary Club hosts the Children's Holiday Party once a year during the holidays. We have live entertainment by local performers, Santa pays a special visit, and we host children from the Lansing School District. This year, we hosted 51 students from Gardner International Magnet School.
And how many years has Rotary been doing this?
Sure. So this was our 100th annual Children's Holiday Party, where we hosted students with disabilities, and we partnered with the Lansing School District for about 70 of those years.
And what does it mean to host?
So to host the holiday party, we bring in students with disabilities from the local school district, and they get to pre-select a gift out of a catalog. When they come to the holiday party, they are presented with a wrapped gift that they've pre-selected, and they're able to open the gift during the party.
And why do you think it's important that the Rotary Club get involved this way?
Sure. So the Lansing Rotary Club and all Rotary Clubs, part of their commitment is to community service and the well-being of our youth. So by investing in our local children, we're not only contributing to the well-being of our children, but also the education, the health, and the overall happiness of our next generation.
Why did you choose to give back this way?
Sure. So the Children's Holiday Party is one of my very favorite events. It's so exciting to watch the children in real time open their gifts and to know that you're giving back to the local community.
So Ash and I understand that human trafficking is a growing issue of concern in Michigan and also across the country. What is CATA doing to help combat human trafficking?
Absolutely. Human trafficking is a growing topic of conversation, and it's good that it's being brought to the forefront of conversation. So CATA has been partnering with the Lansing Police Department to implement a multifaceted approach to addressing the issue in this region. We've been working on both the prevention and the awareness side of it, ensuring that the general public knows the indicators of human trafficking, what they should be looking for, what they should report, and how they should report it.
How would a member of the public report human trafficking activity or suspicious activity?
Now, there are a number of ways that someone is able to report those kinds of things. In 2022, CATA offered a solution for our riders. It's called the CSAY app. They can download it on their phones and report any kind of safety concerns that they may see, and that includes human trafficking. It's a simple and easy interface where they can anonymously report those concerns that they may have, and it's funneled through our operations center or our customer experience representatives to report and address as appropriate. Other options they may have are reporting to the National Human Trafficking Hotline, which they can do both over the phone or online.
Excellent. And how many cases have been reported? Do you know?
Through our app, we've had about 52 total reports, but that includes safety concerns as well as human trafficking reports.
So when you say safety concerns, what might that include?
Someone had an issue with an operator, or
Okay.
they had an issue boarding the bus, or they saw something wrong with a shelter, something like that would be a safety concern.
Thank you for sharing.
I have Lance Rowe with Eaton Financial Services with me here today, and we're going to talk about financial planning. So, Lance, tell me, where and when should someone start with financial planning in their life?
Well, anytime you have a life-changing event, such as retirement, birth of a baby, marriage, is always a good time to seek financial advice.
Okay, great. And what are some of the mistakes, or maybe even the biggest mistake you see people make that you would want to caution them against?
I would say probably not planning for assisted living. In America, a married couple is going to have a 70% chance of one of those two people needing some form of assisted living in their lifetime. And women generally need longer. They need about 3.7 years, men about 2.2 years of assisted living. And it can be quite expensive. It's roughly $4,500 a month is the average in the United States, and that's $54,000 a year. So it can be quite a hefty price tag.
Right, right. Well, let's go back to our first question for just a second. A 30-year-old couple, is it too early for them to start thinking about assisted living?
No, it's never too early. In fact, that's probably a great time because you have a lot of life ahead of you. And the earlier you start, the better off you're going to be.
Okay, great. So I guess my final question would be, as a person or a couple, they're planning, should they come in and see you before they really know what they're planning for? What would you suggest in that scenario?
Absolutely. It's a great time to start formulating ideas and starting to lay the groundwork for what you're going to do ahead.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for being with me. I really appreciate it. Sounds like you've got the statistics to help a person feel comfortable with what they're doing, and I really hope they stop in to Eaton to see you.
Thanks, Karen.
We're here today talking about an exciting new shopping experience that opened up in the heart of downtown Lansing, right in the historic Atrium building. Middle Village has opened up with 5 unique retailers, all selling a little bit of everything. I'm here today with Bika of Coco Bella Boutique. Tell me all about what you do.
Coco Bella Fashion Boutique is a place where women can find chic and bold fashion. We have not so basic tees, we have bossy business attire, we have business casual, we even have leisure outfits. We have a little bit for every woman in the store. They can find something.
Oh wow, well if I come in, will you be able to help me put a look together?
Absolutely. One of the services that Coco Bella offers is personal styling. We also do wardrobe consulting, and we also do private shopping experiences. So for people that don't like to have the big crowds, you can just make an appointment with us and we'll cater to you.
Oh, I love that. What is the biggest tip you can give me in fashion right now?
The biggest tip would be key items in your wardrobe, like a white tee, a basic tee, a trench coat, a black dress. and a lot of accessories. Always had to have some type of accessories.
I love it. Well, tell everyone how we can find you and shop at your store.
You definitely can find us at 215 South Washington Square inside the Atrium Building. But if you want to go online, you can find us at www.sheiscocobella.com 24/7.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, if you'd like to learn more about Middle Village and the 5 amazing shops inside, please go to middlevillageshops.com.
The Lansing Regional Chamber is pleased to be part of Discover Greater Lansing, where we will celebrate and showcase the economic growth and assets that define our region. We are experiencing an extraordinary transformation with over $4 billion in new investment and thousands of new jobs. Placemaking, including the integration of arts, entertainment, and culture, plays a pivotal role in shaping our vibrant communities. Infrastructure is the backbone of economic growth, and we're seeing historic levels of investment exceeding $800 million, including the planned reconstruction of Michigan Avenue, connecting Michigan State University to our state capitol. As you embark on your journey to discover Greater Lansing, we encourage you to immerse yourselves in the unique experiences our region has to offer, support the small businesses that form the heartbeat of Lansing, and joining us in fostering an environment where innovation, collaboration, and prosperity flourish. Together, let's build a stronger Lansing.
Hi, I'm Karen Way with eXp Realty. Did you know that the average buyer is going to look at hundreds of homes before they even contact a realtor or even drive by your home? So if you're looking to list, sellers, I would really suggest that you invite me into your home to take a look at what is going on with it in regards to maybe a repair, updating something, because not being in your home, I also have buyer's eyes. So I will be able to talk to you about the focal points of rooms, what is obvious and what is really not a big deal. And believe it or not, my list is usually shorter than your list. So don't feel like you have to prepare a home before a listing. You really need to prepare yourself by meeting with a professional before you list. So that preliminary appointment that I would have with you would be about 45 minutes. It's going to start in the driveway. I will take some just pictures that I'm going to use for my own memory, but we'll start with curb appeal from the front porch, walk through the home, talk a little bit about positioning of furniture, possibly carpeting changes, if at all, and just the general feel of how the home flows and what needs to be done before we list. After we do that, you will have a good feel and also a written report from me as to what we want to accomplish before we put the home on the market. That will allow you information to decide if you want to do that within 3 days or 30 days or whenever you're comfortable. So I hope to hear from you. I'm Karen Way with eXp Realty.
Wow, what another great show and another reason to discover Greater Lansing. So many wonderful things happening in our great community. From living, working, and playing, we've got it right here in Greater Lansing. Thanks for joining us.